are some of our most trusted and respected friends. And we were hoping that you could... Oh dear. We were hoping that you could look into a problem we're having subtly.
Subtlety?
No.
No? Okay.
You don't have claim for that.
I'll lean over and oh, that is a devil to hear, old chap. How may we be of assistance?
Theodora says, well, it's our son, you see. He's
The
been
gangly one earlier.
changed. Yes, Marcus. Yes, the gangling one.
Gangly.
She get this introspective look on her
Full
face,
of
like
gangles.
she's never really thought about it before.
Long in the limb.
Does he have an
But
older
not
brother who can
broad in shoulder like this.
Not Leonard Logan. him.
No. No, if you are.
Often that can lead to gangliness.
No, he's an only child.
We lost so many to gangling.
I wish I'd consumed my twin.
Well, you see, Marcus,
Still
he's
have
been
time.
keeping quite odd hours recently. And at first we kind of turned a blind eye to it, but it's only been getting worse recently. And also, we think he's been hanging out in the company of rough men, I think you'd call. One of our other friends spotted him with quite some unpleasant-looking chaps just last week.
What kind of unpleasant chaps? Were they wearing cravats?
He looks... he sort of touches his own cravat unconsciously. No, I don't think they were. I didn't think to ask.
So, you're suspicious of him? Is there anything else that's roused this?
We're just worried, says Theodora. I tried to get him to open up a bit, and he won't talk to us anymore. And I hesitate to bring it up, but obviously you've heard about the death last week. And as she mentions it,
Obviously.
you'll know that another sort of highish born son died last week. Of the sort of the circles that you keep. His name was Clarence Whitaker, and you'll probably get an invitation to the funeral, unfortunately.
Have I been asked to make a eulogy?
Depends, are they a member of your parish?
Definitely.
Have I been asked to read the will?
Are they your clients?
Just say yes, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
Is Jack the best man? Is that how funerals work?
So you will know about this death, and you'll possibly have comforted the grieving widow. Not widow,
Do we know
mother.
how he died? Are we aware of how he died, or was it not in the was it not in the papers?
You know that the police have been involved
In the death.
in the death, but you.
As
so
in, it's America.
it's a suspicious death,
A suspicious death, right?
but you don't have any details.
Well, it might be that
We're not asking you to fix anything necessarily. We just want to know what's going on.
Keep tabs on the boy.
Keep tabs, and obviously with the death, and I'm not at all sure it's related in any way. But because of the death, sorry, you threw me off there. If he is in any danger, we'd like it if you could tell us if you think he's in any danger.
Well, I
God
think
has plans for everyone, and if God's plan for your son is that he hangs out with rough men and has been a bit weird lately, I guess that's part of God's plan. I can go and have a word with him, and will. Is he still here?
Oh no, you must have noticed the upset. I tried. It's not very polite to leave right after dinner, but he's gone.
I did.
The
I
odd
did
hours
notice,
he's keeping.
But, eavesdropping isn't a sin. Otherwise, God would be sinning all the time, wouldn't he?
We have gone off on a wild ride. Does Marcus? Do we know that Marcus lives in the house?
Yes.
So he's gone out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to see his room.
Yes, he lives upstairs. Theodora calls in a maid, one of the maids that was serving dinner, and she says, would you take them up to Marcus's room? Would anyone who's paying close attention roll me another psychology?
Get this maid's deal.
My psychology is not really good though.
I was going to have a quick chat with this artist whilst they're having a look at the
Okay.
room.
He's still brooding.
I've failed the psychology test.
Okay, you don't notice anything
Yes.
overt.
Overt.
Before we leave the room, what are you chatting? Or are you talking to the artist while they?
Yeah, while they
Okay.
while they investigate the room, I thought I'd come
Have
over
a chat.
and what was it? Thomas.
Yeah.
Tommy, my boy.
Yes.
You wouldn't have spoken to young Marcus over the...
Oh well, I've been back from Paris for a week now, and I have been in and around the home. That very close friends with the Hawleys.
Well, I'm just thinking that there are certain things that a chap might share with another chap that he wouldn't perhaps say to his
Marcus
darling
despises me.
That's... I will add nothing else to that sentence. Oh,
He doesn't make a secret of it either.
How dreadful! What have you done something to him? Did he have a pet that you destroyed?
Well, his family are forcing him to take business so that he can take over the family businesses.
Ah, yes.
And I think he's inherited some of the school's prejudices against artists.
Ah. So you think it's just the fact that you're an artist?
He touches his cravat. Yes.
What a dreadful bore. What?
Have you dabbled in art?
I've created many paintings.
I'd love to see them.
I used to play the violin as well. Dreadfully, you must understand, but I did play.
Okay, so you two are going to continue talking over the fireplace. So the maid leads you upstairs to kind of the private quarters of the house, and she escorts you to a room at the end of the hall, and you enter, and you notice that she doesn't want to go in. She waits at the door.
Does it smell like teenage boy? Is that kind of sweaty,
They're Iron Maiden
shameful
posters on
smell?
it.
It's funny, you researched the 1920s, and it doesn't really go much into smells.
Oh. I'm just saying, like the room itself, you know. And when you open a door and you think, like, things have happened in here.
So the first thing you notice is
Den
that
of
the
debauchery.
windows, the drapes are pulled, which might not be unusual because it's evening, but quite a few of the other objects in the room seem to have sheets pulled over them, as if it's not in use.
Like
So,
dust sheets.
like dust sheets. So there is a weird rounded object by the window with a sheet pulled over it,
Okay.
and a desk with another sheet pulled over it in the corner, and then the bed is fine. There's no dust cover over that.
It's normal for the bed to have sheets on.
The bed has sheets on,
Yeah.
but not a dust cover over the sheets.
I'm going to just start by lifting all the sheets off. Like, I don't care. I'm a priest. You know. People's lives are my business.
I don't care.
Notoriously
I'm a priest.
carefree and...
Like, if the kid's like, oh, Mom, well, you let a priest into my bedroom, she's going to be like, he's a priest. Like, I'm your mother. And that whole situation is going to... It's all going to happen when I'm not present. So I'm just going to start lifting sheets and seeing what these objects are.
Yeah.
So the first so you pull the sheet off, and there's a desk, a big roll top fancy desk with books scattered across it.
Any sort of documents or anything that
No
a
documents,
legal man might find interesting?
but some paper with scribbles, notes on them. And the second object you pull off reveals a parrot cage with a parrot in it.
How is the parrot doing?
It was asleep. It wakes up and it blinks at you. It looks like... Have you ever seen an African grey parrot? It's like that, but the blue version.
I don't think...
I researched parrots.
But not the smells of a teenage boy's bedroom.
Nope.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how you would research that.
I'm going to...
That's extensive research.
That's all of the things. What was the old object?
That was the weird kind of cylindrical topped object that you
that's
saw
the
was the
parrot
parrot
cage.
cage.
I would like to try and goad the parrot into talking. I'm going to talk to the parrot.
Oh, nice.
How are you gonna goad it?
You can poke it with my pipe if you like.
I'm going to be like, wait, I'll reach into a pocket and I'll be like, does Polly want a communion wafer.
So from behind you in the hall.
Polly wants a wafer?
From behind you in the hall, the maid says, I wouldn't do that if I were
Shut
you.
up. Close the door.
From the other side of the room, my arm just reaches and gently.
The longest, most horrible arm.
You close the door on the maid.
Like the ghost of Christmas yet to come from Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes.
So you've closed the door
I've
on
closed
the
the
maid.
door on the maid, yes. I want to see where this is going.
You are goading the parrot.
Does Polly wants a wafer? I'll just push it through the bars and it'll turn to crumbs. Polly wants a wafer?
So you've pushed a cracker through
Even turning
A
it.
wafer.
through the bars. A communion wafer.
Yeah. I wouldn't just say I have crackers on me, but I brought the communion wine, and in order to legitimise my drinking problem, I do need the wafers.
And in order to use the wafers, you did bring some cheese.
I do have some cheese, but I did sit on it during dinner.
So as the cracker goes through the bars,
Yeah.
and I assume your fingers are right next to the bars to get the cracker
Yeah.
through, the parrot goes for you.
Okay.
Can you roll me a spot hidden just so I can see how closely you're actually paying attention? You won't fail the roll, but it might change what I describe.
Ooh, 70. That's almost
That's
certain. I
bad.
think it was a 40 that I was aiming for. No, 25. Yeah, that's worse.
So so the parrot bites you,
Yeah, I would like to...
and you don't know how it got to you because its beak looks not wide enough to get through the bars,
Right.
but it's gouged you. Could you take a d4 of damage for me,
Okay. I would like to...
or a dex roll to see if you can avoid it?
No, I don't think I will avoid it. I don't. That's not my... I am good at dex, though. Very good at dex. Okay, I'm going to see if I can dodge the parrot. I've talked myself into it, because I think I am quite...
So what, dodge?
That's
Dodge or dex.
It's half your
I think
dex.
that's
roll.
just a 1.
Have you
Right.
rolled a crit
I've
success?
got a critical success at dodging this parrot.
Half the dicks.
Okay,
Okay.
get out of the way.
Can I
Man, what a useful
grab
use of
its
a critical
cage,
success.
shake it really violently, and be like, "No more wafers for you!"
You're the worst priest.
Now, Jonas, we're not here to squabble with pets.
Don't fucking bite me.
Yes, you can if you'd like.
I've done it.
It is done.
I mean, can I in the sense that is this a Cthulhuid demon that was now going to eat me, or can I just harass this stupid parrot?
You shake the cage,
Yeah.
and there is an unholy squawking from inside. Just
Okay.
feathers. Are you watching this happen?
Oh, I'm trying to stop him.
He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it.
From the other side of the room.
Just like,
Oh.
just holding you back. Trying to...
It's just one arm.
We're here to investigate.
You haven't moved.
So-
You've turned over everything in this room, but you've not taken a single step since you came in.
So are you going to stop, or are you going to roll opposed fight rolls?
No, I think you've calmed me down now. But
Yeah, at some point I might just lift you up and just hold you
Yeah.
like swinging.
it went for me, but I've calmed down now.
Okay, so you put the cage back.
Yeah.
The bird sort of reassembles itself. And are you looking at the parrot? You examine it. It's fluffed up. It's angry.
Yeah.
And you think it looks musclier than a parrot should.
Ooh.
I'm not sure if your characters have seen that many kind of semi-exotic birds. But you know
Been on a lot
how
of dinner parties.
birds are mostly feather. And if you've ever seen a
Probably only really seen like soft ones.
soft one.
Stuffed. We have these soft.
No.
It looks a bit hench for a parrot.
It looks a bit
Hench.
hench.
It's a 1920s word for a buff boy.
I've heard it before.
A buff bird.
A buff bird.
I'm going to judge the parrot for being hench, given my stature. You know.
It's looking back at you with a pair of furious eyes. It's judging you.
Okay, I'm going to lean in and just kind of get a good look at this parrot. Like,
How close are
square
you
up.
getting to the bars?
I'm not going to go like through the bars, obviously.
How close are you getting to the bars?
I'd say sort of,
Exactly a safe distance.
yeah, like here. Yeah, like sort of a few, you know, less than a foot. Just like,
Watch out, he's a shit.
It goes for you again, and you feel the wind of its beak passing in front of your nose.
I mean, am I right? Am I right? Yeah.
And
starting
you
to come round
looking...
to your way of thinking.
Yeah, give it a shake.
We should kill it.
I'll tell you what, let's not kill it. Let's let it go. Some crows will kick it to pieces.
I'm not letting that beast out of that cage.
Alright, let's kill it.
I'm going to check the team, make sure the baby hasn't come back in.
The door is still closed.
My arm is still just my arms are still just held against the door, holding it back.
It's not left that you close the door.
Is there a window? There are windows in this
Yeah.
room. Are they the sorts of windows like the shutter ones going to open?
The drapes have been drawn, so you don't know.
Then I go and look at the window.
Yep, it's the push-up.
And
It's nothing
what
unusual
floor
like
is it? Sort of
bars.
second,
You're on the
third?
second floor.
Second floor. Sorry, the horrified look. Okay, we're not actually going to kill the parrot, right? No, we could kill the parrot.
We can just kill the parrot. It's clearly a monster. It started a fight.
Maybe the parrot.
Look, I'm discovering
is the
who.
cause of the disturbance with Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be that he's got a horrible pet. Throw the parrot out the window, he gets a better
Right.
pet.
Parrots are pretty. They tend to bond with like one specific person and just hate everyone else. So it's normal behaviour for a parrot.
Yeah, but not being demon possessed and super buff. That's not. I don't believe.
Demon possessed is normal.
I
for a
do.
parrot.
I do believe in Satan though, and I think this parrot has some connection to Satan.
That's just parrots.
All right. We're going to regret not killing this parrot, but
Not killing the parrot.
Jonas. It turns out Jonas has very knee-jerk reactions to things, but he's quite easily talked out of anything. But he will always
I am
propose the most
incredibly
extreme
persuasive.
response. Yeah. And I'm also,
Mostly due to my
I think we're
size.
team persuasive. But
I'll tell you what, should we just roll off to see who's more persuasive
Yeah.
and make a decision?
So we're going to
that way?
kill or not kill a parrot. Okay.
82, I failed.
75. I didn't fail.
But, yeah, so... You've
So
convinced me.
you don't kill the parrot.
Convince you not to kill the parrot.
Yeah.
But if you want to like rough it up a bit, I'm not averse.
Yeah, I'll give it another shake. But, you know,
It's looking
I'll
at you
investigate the rest
still,
of the room.
unblinking, and you can't shake the feeling it might understand what you're discussing. It's unnaturally still.
I think that discussion took place in 3 words.
it's also certainly going to repeat this to its owner.
Yeah.
This entire
I'm going to
conversation.
wander over to the desk.
Let's kill the parrot.
His voice, the parrot's voice, sounds a lot less threatening than I imagined it would.
It hasn't said anything yet.
No. I do want to get it to speak, but I feel like I've gone the wrong way about that.
Communion wafers, who'd have thought?
The communion wafers I thought was a
Communion
good
wafers.
point.
You don't jump. Well, I guess you did try good cop and then bad cop.
Yeah.
Very, very quick.
I guess I should try good cop again.
I am interested to see what that might look like.
I'm going to open the door a little and see if the maid's still outside.
Do you want the maids to still be outside?
It's not about what Leonard wants.
Roll me a
What
luck.
he needs right now.
Roll luck.
So you try to hit equal to or under your luck stat,
Under
just the
my-
long.
Which is this one.
Oh,
So
okay.
50.
Oh dear, no. 82.
Nah, she's gone.
Unlucky Leonard.
The staircase is right there. You slammed the door in her face. Like, she's got things to be
That's
doing.
fair. It was a little rude. But things had to be done.
Yeah.
Can I look on the desk? Just see
Yeah.
what's...
I'll grab those notes, mate.
Are they just like scattered papers, or are they sort of organised into any sort of...
As
Fine.
you're an accountant, a paralegal,
I've dabbled in accountancy.
so you know this. There's no organisation to this.
I
But you
underlined accounting. which
look
means
through them.
I've been required to do it at some point, but I haven't put any points in it, which means I...
Base accounting
I'm
stats.
going to leaf through the notes.
Um,
Anything eligible here?
So they seem roughly organised by the book from which he was scribbling. There are books on the desk and papers, and he's been making notes.
Do I recognise any of the books?
What is your medical knowledge?
It's very, very poor.
So
One.
you don't recognise any of the books.
I
They're
don't.
very obviously medical, though.
Medical books.
So sort of human anatomy, muscles is looking at the effect of vitamins for some reason and antibiotics. Antibiotics would have been very new in the 1920s, and he seems to have gotten hold of some medical leaflets and pamphlets, and he seems to be looking at them, making notes. Looking at the notes, you can tell he's not a researcher, though.
Has he made any sort of drawings
Nope.
from them? It's just scribbled notes.
Yeah.
I'm going to collect them up and just tuck them in one of my pockets.
Okay.
Because your pockets are A4.
Yeah.
Because of how enormously large you are.
This pocket sheet is actually the bed sheet. Just
Okay, so we've...
I love how you grow every time.
I'd like to...
get to the point where I just fill the room.
I'm going to... I think I've had a lot of practice hiding bottles of wine around. And I'd like to just do a quick search of this room. Basically, I'm going to assume that this kid is probably, smoking opium or going out drinking or sinning in some way. This is probably, the devil's work. And so
Everyone's sinning.
That you are. Look me in the eye and tell me you're not sinning.
Right now. You just stole some notes. Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not loiter.
Thou shalt not shake parrots.
No, that's fine. That's not a sin. I would like to just basically quickly open every drawer, move everything. I'm not searching anywhere in particular thoroughly, but I'm doing a full sweep. Under the bed, lift the mattress,
Tapping the floor for loose floorboards.
No, I don't think I'd
Not
go
to that
far.
level?
No.
Okay. Make me a spot hidden.
78. That's almost certainly not good.
That is larger than the number.
25. Yeah.
You didn't put any stats in accounting, so it would be hard for you to tell. But that's a fail.
Oh.
No, you don't find anything else sort of untoward. You don't find any hidden alcohol. You don't find any weapons.
Any smutty photos?
No smutty photos.
Yeah. Any sin at all?
No sin. In fact, there's a crucifix on the wall.
Silver?
Over his bed. No, it's just wood.
Is it the right way up?
It's the right way up.
That's how they get you.
Although depending on how hard you slammed the door, maybe it swung round.
As soon as we leave, it'll drop again.
Yeah. Camera focuses in.
There we go.
So you sort of finishing up in this room?
Whereabouts is the parrot cage in this room? Is it sort of...
So the door was here, and the wall, desk round the corner, bed, and the parrot is directly opposite the door, next to one of the windows.
Okay.
And there's sort of a dresser next to it.
Okay.
It's still staring at
If
you.
we're leaving...
It's like watching us, like the whole...
If we're going to leave, I'm going to give the parrot another violent shake. And then I'm done. Just to kind of fuck you to the parrot.
Okay.
I don't like this parrot.
Do you want to roll me a dodge again, as you pick up the cage?
That's a flat 70, but my dodge is 80.
You succeed.
No, is it? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's its standard half, isn't it? Yeah, you can add to that. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Dodgy.
I'm a runner away.
You're a dodgy priest.
Yeah, so I'd give him another shake.
Say
something, you little turd.
So you've succeeded in the dodge roll, which
Yeah.
I assume means you drop the cage because it's gone for your hands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll drop the cage and kick it into the corner.
Okay. It's glaring murder at you at this point.
Yeah. Well, you don't... all parrots go to hell. I don't make the rules.
No hissing noise comes out of it.
I'm going to reach and grab one of the sheets and just drop it over the cage.
Hissing noise slowly comes to a stop.
Stupid.
It's a parrot.
Okay.
I'm pretty riled about that parrot. Don't like him.
Got a bunch of sparrow.
So that, I guess that's you kind of finishing up in Marcus Hawley's room.
I think we kind of did not do much
We
investigating.
didn't learn.
No, you mostly shook a parrot, but that's important too.
So you find your way back to the drawing room.
Medical books and things.
That's true, we did get medical books. And we kind of...
Vitamins and antibiotics.
Yeah, he's using medical science to make parrots buffer, which is...
You
I
don't make
think
parrots
Everyone
buffer
needs a
with
hobby.
vitamins and antibiotics.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe steroids, but...
Yeah, do you know that? Do I know that? It's the 20s. We don't know
That's
that.
true.
Pills are pills, right? You give a parrot pills, it gets buff. Maybe.
And that's science.
That I can understand, right? I can wrap my head around that. It's an offence to God, but I can understand it.
So you're discussing this on your way downstairs back to the drawing room?
Yeah. Openly and
Do we
not
see anyone on the way
subtlety.
down? Is the maid sort of looking?
No, you don't see any
Should have asked the maid about the parrot.
unless you can roll me a luck, see if she's passing. Her duties wouldn't have completed yet.
72. I don't feel very lucky. No, my luck is 45.
And you find your way back into the drawing room, and Theodora, Ezekiel, Sir Robert Hawley, and Thomas Chambers are still present. Seem to be talking about horse riding.
I wanted to steer the conversation a little towards what kind of art that Thomas Chambers does. What's the latest in Paris?
Oil painting.
Ah.
And this is what you hear as you walk in. So,
My favourite paintings are those ones where, by the way, I've probably gone off a couple of times, just a little snuff break.
1920s dilettante, what are you going to do?
My favourite paintings are the ones where you look at them, and it's a picture, but then you look at them a little bit more and realise there's another picture.
Theodora and Sir Robert Hawley look relieved to see you come back into the room.
Oh, we will soon fix that.
Did you find anything untoward?
Yes. Your son's parrot may be possessed.
Oh, little Pip. What's wrong with little Pip?
Could be a minor possession, could be a tool of the devil.
She looks very concerned to hear that the family pet might be possessed by...
I would, either I could perform a exorcism, but they're very expensive. I'm sure it would be nothing to you.
Don't even speak of money. It's so gauche.
Or you could perform a very simple drowning. It's much cheaper.
She looks horrified at the thought of drowning. So you think she's going to investigate?
Pip is a family pet.
Oh yes, we gave it to Marcus when he was a boy, and Pip was an egg.
Parrots
He's
live...
raised that bird from egg.
Modern science suggests that parrots might actually live forever in captivity. In the wild, they live
parrots to dissuade this.
In the wild, they live to a robust 60 or 70 years. But some parrots in captivity
Still
never
alive
died.
today.
So you suggest drowning the
As an
bird?
alternative to an exorcism,
What?
I could perform.
Do you think
before
this
it was.
relates to why Marcus is so moody and...
I don't think that a proximity to a puppet of the devil is going to put him in a great mood. I'm not saying the two things are directly related, I'm just saying it's probably not helping.
She assures you that she will look into it and she'll be in touch right away.
I mean, go and see the parrot now. Go touch it. Go on.
She leaves the room. And you're left with Sir Robert Hawley and the artist.
Your brother always hated parrots.
He's never been one with nature, if you will.
An owl once attacked my toes.
That is true. Mother never believed him.
She never did.
And,
Pecked them all. With its horrible little talons in its beak.
Do you still have toes, or is it just a little club foot?
I take a sip of the wine. It's back in the pocket.
So unless you have any more immediate questions for Sir Robert...
I do, yeah. Sir Robert.
Mr. Robert, if you
Mr.
will.
Roberts, sorry, yes. Mr. Roberts, is there any more information you could give us about your son, like the hours he does or does not keep?
I thought you said owls.
You said it was more muscular than a parrot, so I just thought it was an owl. No, the hours. I'm very interested to know whether or not his mood is caused by maybe drinking the devil's fluids.
You just...
Oh.
Or smoking the devil's crack. Or maybe having sex with a variety of the devil's women. All of these things are readily available to a young man who cannot keep his urges in check.
Well, Sir Robert Hawley says he's not aware of his son performing any of these acts, but this is what he is hoping you will investigate.
Yes, no, fair enough.
He can inform you that he's keeping much later hours than would be normal, considering he's in school, attending university.
How old is your son?
25.
25. And he's unmarried.
He's unmarried, yes.
Very strange. Boy needs a wife.